Ever finish a portrait and feel like something's wrong, but you can't explain what it is? It's not because you can't draw. It's tiny mistakes that happen while you're drawing, and you ignore them. You tell yourself, it won't matter. But it does. If your proportions are wrong, perfect eyes won't save it. But if the proportions are right, even without finished eyes, the likeness is already there. And in this drawing, I make one of those mistakes. Let me show you how I catch it before it ruins everything. All right, I start by drawing a square. Now where does that square sit? It begins at the forehead line and ends at the nose line. Right after that, I draw a triangle. The base of the triangle sits under the square, and the bottom point drops down toward the jaw angle. That bottom point, that's the true center of the portrait. From there, I draw a vertical center line from the middle of the square all the way down to the tip of the triangle. That splits the face left and right. Then I add a horizontal line across the middle of the square. That becomes the eyebrow line. And just like that, most of the portrait proportions are already in place, using only a few simple edges. Next, I mark the chin line, and from that, I can easily find the mouth placement. Here's how. I measure the distance between the nose line and the chin line, find the midpoint, and that midpoint becomes the bottom lip. From there, I build the rest of the mouth. This part alone saves you a lot of frustration, because the mouth is one of those features that loves to drift up, down, too wide, or too narrow. But remember something, this is not the mistake I mentioned in the beginning. This is just an example of the kind of small errors that happen while you're drawing. The real mistake? That's coming up. After that, I block in the body, very lightly, just basic lines. Now here's something important. Normally the ear starts at the base of the nose and ends at the eyebrow line. But because the head is angled downward here, the ear appears slightly higher. This is why you don't memorize rules. You observe. Now we move into stage 2. I always begin with the nose. Why? Because the nose sits right in the center of the face. If something is off in stage 1, even slightly, this is where I'll start to feel it. That's why I start with the nose. Not to finish it, but to recalibrate everything around it. Here I'm only adding light shading, no heavy detail, just enough value to reveal structure. I refine the eyebrow line slightly, build the eyes in a simple way. But before I touch the mouth, I draw the mustache, because that mustache tells me the real distance between the nose and the mouth. I'm not guessing with outlines anymore, I'm discovering space through shading. Then I move into the mouth and down into the jaw. And at this point, the structure feels more stable. But something is still hiding. All right, now we're in stage 3. And this is where everything either comes together or falls apart. First thing I do, I soften everything. I use a tissue to blend the graphite, sometimes a regular eraser, just to calm the drawing down. I don't want harsh, random lines. I want control. Then I start building the real details. And as always, I begin with the nose. But this time, I'm not chasing outlines. I'm hunting shadows. I look for the areas where the light doesn't hit. That's always my starting point. Dark first, light after. When the values are right, everything else starts locking into place. And watch this. As I shade, you'll notice the eyebrow line starts aligning with the nose. That tells me the vertical proportion is correct. And every few seconds, I compare features to each other. Not always to the reference, to each other. That's how you catch mistakes early. Now I move to the mouth area. But before the mouth, I draw the mustache, because the mustache defines the true distance between the nose and the upper lip. I'm not guessing the mouth placement, I'm discovering it through shading. Then I compare the mouth corners to the eye above. Where does it end? Where does it drop? That comparison locks the width correctly. And remember that lower lip guideline from stage 1? It's still working. That's what happens when you build structure properly first. Now, the jawline. And this is where the mistake shows up. The jaw angle was correct, but once I finished it, something felt off. The eyebrow and eye on that side were slightly too wide, and if I had trusted that width, I would have widened the jaw again to match it, and the whole portrait would slowly drift off. Instead, I narrowed the outer edge of the eyebrow and eye. Small correction, huge difference. That's the mistake I was talking about earlier. Not obvious, not dramatic, but stacking quietly in the background. And I only caught it because I compared features to each other. That closes the loop. But we're not done. Even when proportions are correct, something still makes a portrait feel alive. Now I move into the hair and background. I use charcoal powder here, and if you don't have it, a soft pencil works just fine. The powder just saves time. It doesn't create quality. And honestly, most of the time, I just use my finger. Yeah, my finger, no fancy brush. Then I grab the electric eraser to pull out the highlighted strands. Instead of drawing every hair, I remove light from the dark. Cleaner, faster. After that, I refine the neck and shirt. I'm not obsessing over the shirt. The face is the priority, but the neckline helps confirm that the width still makes sense. And when I quickly recheck those main structural lines, everything aligns. That's proof the foundation was solid. And now, the eye. Before I even finish it, the portrait already looks like him. Because likeness doesn't come from the eye, it comes from proportion. Now I focus on the pupil size, the spacing around it, making sure it doesn't tilt left or right. A tiny shift here can ruin the gaze, but once it's right, the portrait feels alive. And that's when you realize it was never about drawing better details. It was about fixing small mistakes before they grow. Now you see why proportions matter more than details. The eye didn't fix the portrait, the structure did. So tell me, what's the small mistake you keep ignoring while drawing? And if you really want to see this applied differently, go watch my other Chris portrait.